Hello all. Today I will be discussing college athletes receiving paid for play. I believe student athletes should not be paid for play. As a college student athlete myself, the idea of getting paid would be extremely beneficial but highly unlikely. I have backed my argument with three supporting points. Supporting point 1, playing college sports is a privilege. Supporting point 2, college athletes already receive scholarships, room and board, and other expenses. Paying college athletes would ultimately ruin college sports. Throughout the sports world, collegiate and professional athletes, executives, and general managers believe that college athletes should be paid for their participation in their respective sports. Did you know 2% of all high school athletes continue to play during college while earning a scholarship? This is just part of the privileged life of a student athlete. Earning an athletic scholarship usually includes room and board, meal plans, and other expenses. Also, due to sponsorships with various athletic brands such as Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, etc., these student athletes are given clothes, apparel, equipment, and other things for free. People fail to realize these athletes are receiving a close to, if not free, college education. Deciding whether to finish school or not is a tough decision for anyone, whether it is chasing a dream or dropping out. That is why earning a 4-year college degree is a privilege, not a right. Student athletes are privileged in many ways, ranging from an educational, character building, and social standpoint. When it comes to playing a sport in college, a student is juggling two different roles. Student athletes have to be able to focus with both their class schedule as well as their schedule for games and practices, which can be hard with managing the two. In order to play, student athletes must obtain a certain GPA as well as attend their classes regularly to continue play any sport in college as well as stay on the roster. Some coaches require their athletes to check-ins with them before going to class to make sure they are not skipping. Student athletes need to go to class, get good grades, and take higher level courses just like every other college student. They do not get a pass just because they are student athletes. These stipulations tend to encourage student athletes to be more goal-driven in the classroom as well as on the field or court. Student athletes often struggle with the balance between their sport and schoolwork, but eventually get used to their schedules and get a better idea of how to manage with their priorities. While playing sports in college, you meet so many people at the school, especially your freshman year. These are just some of the privileges student athletes earn. Paying student athletes would ultimately ruin college sports. Paying student athletes would only favor 60 to 100 schools that dominate, causing an unfavorable balance in competition. For example, Penn State University would benefit even more and can take away players from smaller schools such as Temple University if these student athletes were to be paid. Collegiate sports are beloved because of the camaraderie and the teamwork. Student athletes receiving pay would end in greed and selfishness. Also, once you pay the big-name college players, you must also pay the not-so-popular players at the lower Division II level, causing friction throughout the NCAA. Student athletes would stop worrying about their schoolwork and focus more so on their game and their pay. Many of the talented top prospects would make it a problem between opposing schools and cause rifts. Everyone would stop watching and enjoying it. It would not be a team game anymore. Collegiate sporting events such as March Madness and the College Football Playoff are so beloved due to the togetherness and the sportsmanship. My final remarks. The main purpose of college is for an education, not to receive any type of compensation for pay for play. Student athletes attend an institution for two reasons. earn a degree, and compete at a high level for their university. They are student athletes, not employee athletes. Granting compensation defeats the purpose of what college entails, especially when there is a clear difference between compensation and an athletic scholarship. Thank you for listening, all. Have a wonderful day.